Lost Art Project. Veterans Voices with Andrew Cox. Preserving history, one veteran story at a time.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Project. Today we're going to have a great episode. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's a veteran story. And if you're enjoying these podcasts, make sure you go to the website. That's thelostart.podbean.com. Go check us out, see what we're all about. There's a couple ways you can help support us. You can go to the website. You can click on the one-time donation. You can become a patron with a monthly donation. You go just purchase us some cool gear, or if you have a business or anything of that nature, you can advertise right here on the podcast. All right, a big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project. They are an amazing organization. Please go check them out. Do everything you can to help these guys out. That's tillvalhallaproject.com.
Are you a Marine veteran? Are you missing that bond you had on active duty? Then I have a place for you. Join the only congressionally chartered Marine Corps veteran service organization, the Marine Corps League. Get that brother and sisterhood back in your life. Become one of the fewer, the prouder, a Marine Corps League member.
Okay, we are back. I am so excited today. I don't know if everybody else is excited as I am, but man, Mario P. Fields, Sergeant Major retired. Social media is incredible. I love hearing your stories. I believe every single one of them. I'm just going to throw that out there. Mario, how you doing?
Andrew, I am doing amazingly well, and I just want to say to the listeners and viewers, if you will, thank you, Andrew Cox, for this vision, for getting these veteran stories archived, and for your service, retired Master Gunnery Sergeant. I mean, that wasn't an easy, path from 18-year-old or 9, whatever recruit to up to E9, and so I salute you, my friend, and it's a joy and pleasure to be on your show.
You're too kind. I appreciate it. Well, hey, Mario, unless you want to start like where you grew up, and we'll go into what drew you into the military. I can only imagine, especially after hearing how you got into boot camp, and what was it? Helicopter flies in, picks you up. It was a very interesting way to get in. So, but let's start at the beginning for you.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate the feedback, everyone. I do satire and humor on my platforms. Again, Proverbs 17:22 talks about good medicine is a cheerful heart, and so I do that in a spiritual sense. And so, thank you for referencing those videos. And again, everyone, if you haven't donated, subscribe, share this podcast. I mean, it's got perfect rating right now on Apple. And again, we'll die, but Andrew's ability to archive these stories will outlive all of us. Shame on you if you're not following this podcast. Shame on you. Get on, leave a rating review, because I will. And we're all veterans, so I can't make you do push-ups, but we'll do it another time.
Love it. I love it. All right. Well, hey, where did you grow up? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I grew up in Auburn Hills / Pontiac, Michigan. It was when when my mom and dad first moved in, and where we grew up at, it's called Pontiac Township, and then they kind of split from Pontiac, Michigan, and made it Auburn Hills, Michigan. But that's born and raised, man, from the Great Lakes. Nice and cold.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know how you lived with it. That's amazing.
I was used to it until I got to boot camp. The helicopter. But a lot of folks, Andrew, a lot of folks don't realize Michigan in June, the sun doesn't set until like 9 or 10 at night.
No kidding. Wow.
June,
you got a lot of time.
But then after that, it's like we're in the winter months, and you never see the sun for like 10 months.
Oh God. Yeah. So what is your probably the biggest snowstorm or anything like that you can remember?
I still remember the 80s. It was an ice storm. So a cold front came out of Canada, and it was mixed with rain, and then it just turned all into rain, and then the mercury dropped, of course, below zero. and
Yeah.
it froze Michigan, like literally. I won't say the state of Michigan, but at least Oakland County. And we lost power for about 3 weeks. And I never
No
forget
kidding.
that. Yeah, and I think I was probably about 7 years old. And I still remember my parents having, and granted, it's the 70s, 80s, but it was like we were in the 1800s. They had candles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a kid, like, this is interesting. But I just remember, Andrew, like everything was frozen, all the
Mhm.
trees, the power lines. It was literally frozen. And so we had to go over to a
Wow.
family member's house, and they had just so happened they had power, and we lived, we kind of invaded our aunt and uncle's house for about maybe a week or so just to have heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I didn't even think about the heat aspect too. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, it was brutally cold. So I remember my
Yeah.
dad and mom going, "Hey, we gotta get out of here." Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
"You gonna slide out?" You know what I mean? It was so much ice, and I remember my dad just sliding. Had a red Caprice, and I just
Oh,
remember.
jeez.
Yeah, I'm dating myself, and I remember, my dad just literally just whipping, just working the steering wheel, and
Yeah.
we slid all the way out of the neighborhood, and got over to our aunt's house, who maybe about 10, 15 minutes away.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Incredible. Now that's a place that I just can't see myself going. It's too cold. I can't handle it.
I love it, and my wife and I, my mom's buried there, so I try to go once a year to see her,
Yeah.
but visit her grave. But beautiful in the fall. If you want to
Oh
go
yeah.
and see a beautiful foliage, it's
Hmm.
beautiful. And then the first snowfall, it sticks. It is gorgeous. Then after that, get the hell
Hmm.
out of
It's run.
it. And I'm 50, man, so I like the heat now. Arthritis. I never thought
Yeah.
I'd be at this age going, "Ooh, this some good heat." Uh,
Very nice. I love it. Nice. I love it. Well, now were you your family was all kind of right there, right? Like you grew up with all your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, everything.
Yeah, so the preponderance of the Fields family is actually from Pennsylvania.
Oh
Um,
wow. Okay.
so it was a small portion that my mom's side was from Michigan. So we had a my mom, very uh, small footprint, for
Hmm.
my grandma on my mom's side and my aunts and uncles. The Fields family, it was a couple, my dad and his brother and my mom and her sister. They married, so it was two brothers who married two sisters.
Okay.
But
Ah.
the bulk of the Fields family is in Pennsylvania. There was nine boys and three girls, so we had 12
Wow.
Fields that reproduced throughout
Yeah.
that area.
Holy cow, man. Now, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
So I have two brothers and one sister, my older sister, and
Okay.
unfortunately, my baby brother Damien Fields, he got a rare autoimmune disease called scleroderma, and
Okay.
it hardened scleroderma will harden your muscles, and so for
Oh
him,
wow.
he died literally 3 days after I retired.
No kidding.
Baby, yep, the
Holy
baby.
cow.
He was a baby, and I retired on Friday, June, July or June 14th of 2019, and then Damien died on the 17th, and he was
Wow.
39.
Wow. That I mean, I'm assuming that's quite a ways to go though with what he had.
Yeah, in my nonprofit, I developed a scholarship that honors him. So this year was the second year that we
Hmm.
presented the scholarship within my nonprofit. And Andrew, to your point, the soft skills of resilience, not giving up, not blaming the world, or life is unfair. He never did
Right.
that, and
Wow.
so yeah, he just kept going. I mean, he supported special operations at the TS level
Hmm.
for amazing company, and did lots of things for OEF on a civilian side, who was also disabled.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's incredible. What a great story.
yeah,
Good example for people.
yeah. Damian Van Fields, man. So he just never gave up. He was like, hey, my lungs are compromised. I can't, he was on an oxygen tank in his 30s,
Yeah.
and he just didn't stop, dominated the cyber industry, got his bachelor's, got his certs, his CompTIA.
Wow.
Yeah, he just crushed the cyber industry, before he passed.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. And I do want to get to talking about the nonprofit and also your podcast. We got to talk about that as well.
Yeah.
But let's talk about how you got into the military.
A lot of people don't know. Well, I've said this before. I'm fully transparent. Michigan, there's not a large footprint, a military footprint.
Yeah.
And so out of nowhere, my older brother, he's 17 months older than I am. He goes out of nowhere. He graduates high school. He goes, I'm joining the Navy. And I'm like, the Navy? And he's like, yeah, I go to boot camp like tomorrow. And I'm like, Andrew, I'm like, are you smoking something? Like, where did this come from?
Wow.
And off he went. And so now it's my senior year. Raymond comes back ripped, mature.
Yeah.
Mario, you want to go run a mile and a half? I'm like, yeah, I'm a civilian teenager. I mean, I wrestled in high school, and it's cold as hell. We go running. He's like, he takes his shirt off. I'm like, damn, man, is that what the Navy is? So,
oh my God.
So he's like, yeah, man. So I got to go to Norfolk for training. And the cool thing about this is I don't have to depend on mom and dad anymore. So I was like, well, I am a party, kind of cat, and I don't have discipline. I was like, maybe I just join. Well, I want to join the Navy because then everyone's going to be like, you're just like your brother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was like, Raymond, is boot camp all the same in all the branches? He's like, I think so. But he never imagined me joining the Marines.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm too short, man. I'm 5'3". Man, the Marines are tall. And then, no lie, man, I was like, I got to join a branch because I need some discipline. And I saw this corporal, his name was Matthias, and he's from Pontiac Northern, and he's like 5'4" and motivated. And I said, oh, he's short.
Yeah.
Boot camp is the same. He's short. You know what? I'm going to join the Marines. And I was like, and I'm going to boot camp and make my once a week phone call, do my 4 years and get some discipline. Yeah.
So I'm assuming it didn't work out exactly that way.
Man, hell no. Man, Andrew.
Well, it must have been a little abrupt once you showed up. Probably not expecting what went down. But how did that go for you?
Well, in one of my comedic videos, the helicopter thing got me.
Yeah.
He flew me I was on a rope with my teeth.
Yeah.
But dude, what got me first? What got me first is the heat. Andrew, it was 2 a.m. I'm from Michigan. I have never felt heat like that at 2.
Yeah, it gets a little warm.
And then I got to keep it real. I did some research. I'm like 50% Nigerian, and we'll figure out the rest. But in Michigan, I have a permanent tan, if you can't tell. And black folks don't get a lot of sun in Michigan.
Right.
So when I got down to South Carolina, when the black drum starters got on, I was like, man, I ain't never seen white folks that dark. And let's keep it real. When I went back to be a drill instructor, I was dark as this shirt. Like, so I'm just keeping it real. So
yeah.
It was just a shock to me, like things that I had never seen in my life. And then just that heat, the way they were talking, and I got depressed, Andrew. I was like, man, this ain't.
Yeah.
Where's my phone calls?
Why are they not giving us phone time? Man, that's horrible.
Man, horrible. And what made it worse is the first time I got a letter. Matter of fact, I didn't even talk to my brother until I graduated.
Oh man.
My mom, yeah. And so we I went to boot camp. My mom said, "Yeah, Mario joined the Marines." And when I finally got home, I was in my uniforms after surviving 10 years, according to my video, 10 years.
That's right.
My brother goes, "Dude, are you crazy?" And I was like, "Dude, now I'm already like a Marine. I'm like Private Snowball from Full Metal Jacket, dude. I was brainwashed." I'm like, "What you talking about?"
Fully indoctrinated.
Fully.
I love it.
I was that recruit that if you would have said, jump off the top rope and land on your face and say, fire, because this is how Marines do it, I would have jumped on the way down out of sang the last stanza of the Marines hymn, went at attention.
Yeah. Now that's good. That means fully 100% you're on board. Yeah.
100. But he goes, "Bro, maybe there was some confusion when you asked me about boot camp. You didn't specify Marines." He was like, when Mom told me Mario joined Marine, he's like, "Is he crazy?"
That's good. Oh man. But I bet you you had good stories to tell him though.
I did. And to this day, he retired. So Raymond did 20, I did 26, and we share stories, man. But yeah, we used to banter back and forth, especially when we came home. We went to church in our uniforms because my mom, she's in heaven, but God bless her, she never got our ranks right.
Just never understood it.
Darlene Fields, I love you. But my mom was so proud. These are my sons. My son Raymond is in the Navy. He's a command admiral, chief, senior petty officer. And Raymond and Raymond is not as animated as me.
Yeah.
So Raymond would be like, yes. Like, and I'm the animated cat, and just
right.
Mario, he's a Corporal Lance, reduced to Private General, Major Master Gunnery Smith. He's been in 17 and a half days, like I'm more animated. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you guys. Love you.
Oh man, that's good stuff. That's good stuff right there. Man, now did they all come down for the graduation?
You know what? They did not, so
okay.
The interesting thing is I can't remember what was going on. Matter of fact, I think I told them, I was like, don't come to the graduation. I said, don't come down because, dude, I was so motard. I was like, don't come down. No need. Save your money. So when I get home, I can get a burger. And then, in looking back, that was so stupid to me because I was honor grad. So I was meritorious Lance.
No kidding. Wow.
And didn't even care. Dude, I was like, I got this Lance Corporal or whatever, Mom. But I'm just graduating and I can't wait to get a burger. She's like, what? Mom is like, what does that mean? I was like, I don't know.
I don't know. They didn't tell me. They just said, here you go.
I just went through a couple of board. I went to answer some questions and they made me do push-ups and say congratulations.
Oh man. So honor grad, Lance Corporal, man, that's a good deal.
It happened. And I'm telling you, Andrew, I was just so like that first week, I was depressed. I was the house mouse, your mama mouse. Like I was everything. And then they put me, and me and this guy are still friends to this day. They put me as early child to go to child early with this guy who was like 6'7".
Oh, jeez.
So every time we would march, I'm 5. I shrunk, dude. I'm 5'2.5" now, but I was 5'4".
Wow.
So everywhere we went, it was come here, you know.
Yeah.
So the first
everyone.
Andrew, I thought at first week I was depressed as hell. Oh, one time I was a knowledge recruit, bro. I was like, we were at the outdoor swimming pool, and they were like, read knowledge. I threw it through, and I started reading the knowledge, and I said, the Marine Corps.
I bet they had a field day.
I think I got a 10% VA claim on that one.
Just that. Oh, nice.
In a blink of an eye, my cover flew. It was like drill instructors came out of their grave, dog. It was like I resurrected drill instructors.
Nice.
I saw a ghost yelling at, what the hell?
Oh my God, that's good. That's good. Oh wow, man, Marine Corps.
Make some mistakes, man.
You know, it's okay to make mistakes. You just got to learn from them, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So then I just remember my dad said, men make decisions and, boys, run from them, and then I just had to, after like the 8th day, I said, okay, you made this decision. You got to make the best out of it. So I had switched my mindset where I said, you know what? I believe I am the best recruit Parris Island has ever produced in the labor room, and I remember that mind switch, and I just said, I'm going to be the fastest one, I'm going to be the loudest one, and I started mimicking Private Snowball. I just remember Private Snowball and Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm about to be this platoon's Private Snowball. And I just put on that Private Snowball, just... did you take a poop? Did you poop? Yeah, that's the best poop. I just.
Oh my God, man! This is going to be the greatest podcast ever. I'm telling you.
It's just Mario.
They're going to get tired of hearing me laugh. I'm
sorry. I'm just. And it's cool because it's rare that, I'm on another podcaster's platform, and I'll do the same for you. We have some fun. But the deal, we always host a lot of folks. It's pretty cool and fun when you have another podcaster. You guys can just flow and
Absolutely. Now, did you know what MOS you were going in for? Did you go open contract? What?
Man, bro, if our bowler's watching this, I love you, by the way. Well, no, he's retired. Gunny, but I want to be a combat engineer. I want to blow stuff up.
Okay. Yeah.
I told him to be a combat engineer. They're like, you want to be a grunt? Hell no, I don't want to be a grunt. I said, I don't want to be a grunt. I'm like, that is acceptance of suffering. I said, I'm going to go as a Marine.
No need to. Yeah.
I said, I got a special place in my heart, and I served a lot of infantry. I said, I have a special place in my heart for 03XX. I don't care if you're 11 or 41 or 31. I love you all. But I'm not afraid to go, man, hell no. So I said, let me blow stuff up for the grunts. Let me blow stuff up. Man, I went down to Detroit. Dog. First of all, the guy was like, you smoke weed? I was like, no. He's like, you from Pontiac. I know you smoke weed. Master, I probably jacked his rank up. Master Lance Corporal. I was just 17. I was like, no, my parents would crush me. I was like, no. He was like, well, your shipping date, we need to move it to August. So we're going to give you a 6-year contract. And we're going to put you in to be a combat admin. And I was like, what the hell is combat admin? So, man, and they gave me a brochure with this dude with an afro and a typewriter in the field. This really happened.
Oh, my God. That's awesome.
Hey, I was depressed. My mom was at the Detroit maps because Detroit from Pontiac is like 45 miles. It's like, about
okay.
Yeah. We're driving back to Pontiac. My mom said, how was it? I said, I don't want to join. I said, what happened? I said, they want to put me in 6 years in some I don't know if I got to grow an afro or not, but maybe the guy didn't have an afro. Maybe
Oh, God.
AJ, I'm not making this up. And we were driving, and I said, "Ma, I don't want to join." I said, 6 years is a long time. I'm 17. And she goes, "Baby, that's fine. I can." She goes, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "Go to my recruiter and tell Sergeant Bowler you said I ain't joining." She said, "I can do that, but you got to tell your dad that you're not joining."
Yeah.
I said, so when we got to my dad was like, well, the recruiters want to come over and talk to us as a family about your decision. I said, okay. Yeah, I had to man up. Okay. Bro, we're in the dining room. It's my mom, my dad, the whole RF from Pontiac.
Oh, wow.
They laid this thing out like it was a delicious chili hot dog.
Yeah. They were doing their sell. They were selling hard.
I mean, now that I'm a veteran, you know, and man, they laid that sucker out like we had never eaten a chicken hot dog in a year.
It was delicious.
It was mouth-watering, delicious, bro. And they laid it out. This happened. So they laid everything out, and they were looking at my parents. My dad goes, "Mario, the decision is yours." And now all five, you know, every human has two sets, two sets of eyes. So there's 5 people times 10, it was like 20 eyes, like 20 eyeballs staring at this 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm a deep, Andrew, I was trying to prove a point. I'm a man. Man, I deep my voice. I said, sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me, man. Woo.
I like that proposal. 6 years, nothing.
Oh man.
So got you. That's how I got my first contract. It was 6 years back then. You remember, unit diary clerk.
Yeah.
They got in West in the mid 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. So you unit diary clerk's what you ended up with, right?
Unit diary clerk. So they said you can't become a combat engineer because we want to ship you. They probably lied.
Oh yeah.
They were like, you're east of the Mississippi. Michigan is east of Mississippi, and your shipping date doesn't align with combat engineer. Man, now I'm like, y'all was like, man, we gotta get Mario out of here. and
very nice.
And I was a homecoming king, so I can see now they're like, okay, this guy's very popular, and it's a good marketing tool because he's very positive, he's popular. And if the school, in Pontiac, they know, the homecoming king has decided not to go, the University of Michigan. I mean, looking back, that's one hell of a good marketing strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a reason that the Marine Corps is on top when it comes to recruiting. I mean, they know how to sell.
They do, because when they left my house, everyone seemed like they had clarity but me. So you ain't lying. I didn't know what happened, and I was like, AJ, I was like, what just happened?
Did I say it was good to go?
And why did I say it with so much confidence?
Oh man, I love it. All right. Well, okay. So now you get finished with boot camp, right? Now you're going to your MOS school at this point.
Yep. So went to Camp Johnson. Did that with MCT. Back then, and then Camp Johnson. Yeah. And then, believe it or not, my first duty station, and I'll never forget. Back then, kind of ancient when they gave you your orders.
Right.
They had a piece of paper.
Yeah. Yeah. And you had a little binder that you had to put it in.
Yep. And everyone in my admin class, 99% of them got a Victor unit, the Grunts, and Camp Lejeune. It was Abraham 3-8. As admin guys were going, what does that mean? It was, Jenny, PFC Smith, 3'6", and they just it was all animated, and it kept going down the list. And then there was an Italian dude before me because I used to love his accent, deep Italian accent.
Right.
And he was like, "What about me, baby?" And they was like, Atlanta, Georgia. And he's like, "Whoa, bada boom, bada bang." He was, he's like, "Whoa." And he said next to me, I'm going. And I was like, "Watch this, Lance Corporal Fields, 2'6", And,
yeah.
And they was like, Lance Corporal Fields, Pensacola.
Pensacola.
First duty station was Marine Aviation Training Support Group, Pensacola.
Oh, wow.
Very first.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's not a bad place to be, though.
Wonderful place, but good Lord. They must have sent every gunny and below down when there was a 300 PFTer.
Oh, setting you up for success.
Man, AJ, as soon as I ain't gonna lie, as soon as I checked, I was in service alphas. Corporal said, "What's your run time?" I said, "God, dang." One river. I was like, man, I think I was like, close to 18 flat. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna fit in here." Give me your SRB, Lance Corporal. In my run time at that time was like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And it's hot as hell in the Gulf of America.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on what day, and they was like, then Gunny and then Staff Sergeant came out and welcome Pensacola. What's your run time?
Jeez.
I was like, I stood at attention, like, and I'm still talking in third person. I was like, this Lance.
Yeah.
I was like, this Lance Corporal's run time is close to 18 flat. He was like, "Oh, we good now. We good. So you're not gonna be a run drop." I was like, this Lance Corporal will not be a run drop because we average like 1740-ish average.
Oh my God. That's pretty quick.
Average. I was like, not a problem for this Lance, man. I almost puked, man. I was like, God. And then here comes Gunny Smiley. "Hey, that dog." "Yes, Gunner Sergeant." "Hey, motivator." "Yes, Gunner Sergeant." "Yeah, you motivated?" "Well, yeah, I am motivation, Gunner Sergeant." Yeah, which run time? Because what we do is we run like 10 miles, 7 to 10 miles down here. And then when you get done with PT, wrap up around 6, and we go to the gym and PT some more.
Very nice.
Then by 7:30,
they were all about it. Wow. Yeah. Well, you jumped into the right unit, to set you up, just to push you and make you even better.
Yeah, AJ, and then of course I did 17 commands after that. So my 26 years, I was in 18 different units.
No kidding.
Yeah, I was 18 units in 26.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Man. Wow. So your time there at Pensacola, other than the running, was there anything that you look back on that was significant during that time?
Leadership. Yeah, the staff NCOs I had there, they were senior, the Gulf War vets, and the senior ones were Vietnam vets.
Yeah.
And what they taught me, which I'm glad they did, was they taught me you pray for peace, you train for war. And to prepare for combat, it has to happen in peacetime.
Yeah.
You don't go to combat to train for combat.
Mm-hmm.
And you need time to train the brain.
Right.
And so they taught me to take time to use this time where we're not in, it's post-Vietnam. And you know this as well. And they taught me that take this time to really learn effective leadership behaviors, make mistakes, and really focus on developing your brain and the endurance. Like, that's what they taught me without telling me.
Oh, wow.
And that, I'm thankful for that. And then the combat vets, they they wouldn't look at me like, oh, you haven't been to combat, Lance Corporal, you're one ribbon.
Right.
It was more so, let me give you wisdom on our experience, and
Hmm.
then help prepare you for what may happen in the future. Yeah.
Wow, man, that's a good deal. I mean, that's good lessons to learn, especially your first duty station. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm assuming you promoted to corporal there?
Sergeant. I got meritorious. So I was
Oh, okay.
meritorious. Yeah, so I was meritorious sergeant before I left.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you did 3 years there?
Yeah, I got promoted to sergeant at right under 3. It's like 2 years, and
Wow.
I did. But I tell you that first meritorious board, I got thrown out of it.
No kidding.
And you remember, AJ, back then it was 1 year. Like the meritorious sergeant
Oh,
board
yeah.
every 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't, I was saying, I just got married, but I wasn't mature, and I got thrown out of it. I didn't practice, I didn't prepare, and it was land nav, and they had a map, and they gave me some coordinates, and they said, come up here, and I want you to plot the coordinate we gave you. And I got up, yes, that's her. Marched my butt over there, bro. I grabbed the protractor. I had no idea what the hell I was doing, because and I started. And Gunny goes, do you know what the hell you're doing? And I said, yes, Gunny Sergeant. He said, you got about 10 more seconds. And he goes, and if you keep doing what the hell you've been doing, you getting thrown the hell out of this board. I was like, Sergeant, just give me another shot. And what the
Oh my gosh. Wow. And at that point in time when they did boards, there was no joke. Nowadays they do the paper board and all this other stuff. They don't, like, you had to march people, you had to do your PFT, there was everything.
Every weapons disassembly, weapons package.
Yeah.
Hey, like my videos, gas mask. No gas. Get gas for 7 days straight.
That's right. That's exactly what it was like. Yeah. Wow.
I came home. My wife said, how'd it go? I said, babe, I got thrown out. I got thrown out of a board.
She just shook her head.
And then everybody, my NCO and everybody, they made me do push. Back then you could IT.
Yeah.
And Brooks came down, he said, just start pushing. And then Staff Sergeant came, he's like, that wasn't embarrassment. He said, leg lifts.
Yeah.
Chief Warren, he's like, how'd you do? I was like, sir, you got thrown out push-ups.
We got strong.
Strong as hell. Morgan, hey, they're like, boy, you in the gym? Nah, man, I'm screwing up.
Best workout routine ever, Just screw up, you'll be good.
Screw up in the ring, boy, you're gonna be strong as hell.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, eventually you did make it. You got meritorious sergeant, which is incredible. And now what happened next? Like, where'd you end up going?
So I went to sea duty. So Nicole, my wife's a Navy vet.
Okay.
And so we made a decision. We had 2 kids by then. And matter of fact, we're about to celebrate 31 years of matrimony.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah. That's incredible.
Thank you. Get out. I was 19 and I was at E3. We got married. I think I just got promoted to E4 and Nicole was at E3. But so they were going to send both of us to sea duty. And so she said, I'll get out, and take care of the kids, whatever. You just keep going. I was like, okay. So I was on the Mardet. So next assignment was the Marine Detachment, USS George Washington.
Oh, wow.
And so I was in the Mardet aboard aircraft carrier, and we deployed. And so now it's with security forces. So that next time,
Mm-hmm.
Mardet, we were the last Marine attachment. So when we came back from that deployment, the Mardet stood up the FAST company, the anti-terrorism
Oh,
team.
yeah.
So your
Oh,
current
that's interesting.
so your current FAST structure was actually Marine detachments aboard the aircraft carriers.
Huh. Wow, that's very interesting. I didn't know that. That's really cool. Man,
Yep.
that's why I love doing this, because I get to hear some cool history and things that I had no clue.
Yeah, and AJ, on that second assignment, real fast, I'll tell you one of the most memorable moments. I checked in and the ship was gone. So I had my orders. I'm in service office, and I said, "Where do I check in?" They're like, "The Norfolk, the pier." Like they're like, the George Washington is like Pier 3.
Yeah.
Do I just go to the ship? They're like, "Yes." So I go to Pier 3 or whatever it was, and the sailors there, and I didn't see any aircraft carriers. It's nothing. And I look and I go, I'm trying to be hard. I'm a young sergeant,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be hard. I was like, he's like, "Can I help you, Marine?" I was like, yeah, shipmate. USS George Washington. And he goes, I don't know how you're gonna do it. It's gone. That's it. I was like, hoorah. Man, I walked away from that pier like I knew where the hell I was going. I was like, so where do I go now? I didn't want to ask him any questions because I had pride. I was like,
yeah.
Man, I got like down the pier and I opened up my SRB, and on my orders had like, if you have any questions, call
Yeah.
call this number. I was like, man, let me find a payphone. Let me find a landline. And
Yeah.
I was like, they were like, Marine Corps Security Forces. I was like, this is Sergeant Fields. I have orders to USS George Washington, but the ship is gone. And it said to call this number. They were like, "Oh, come to the battalion, come check in with us. We're going to fly you to the ship."
Oh, nice. Nice.
I was like, "Hoorah." Man, I was like, "Fly me to the ship. How was that going to happen?" AJ, I'm thinking this thing's going to be in port.
Yeah.
They're going to fly me, and I walk on. No. Dude, this thing was out. They flew me and a bunch of sailors to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then on one of those cargo planes where you sit backwards, they flew us out to the flight deck.
Wow.
I'm the only Marine. Dude, I'm sitting backwards. On the outside, I look like this. Raw. On the inside, like, what the hell? The sailors, as we started to go down and descend to land, which they got to go full throttle, because if they miss that cable, we're on full throttle towards the ground. I'm like,
nosedive.
And the sailors screaming, they're going, "Yeah." So I started screaming with them because I was scared and it felt good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said,
you're letting it out.
Man. So that's how I checked into sea duty, bro.
Wow. That just tells me first class. They knew who you were. And they were like, "We're going to give you the royal treatment, and we're going to take you to the ship in style," is what I get from that.
Hey, I was wondering why when I walked in and the gunny had a nice cigar, and he's like, "Mario P." Yeah, we knew you were coming. Typical Marine who checks in the sea duty. We wait for the ship to come back. But for you, we're going to give you 7-star service. We're going to fly you.
That's awesome.
AJ, I'm walking out going, "Was Gunny always smoke when people check in?" They're like,
"No, you're special."
I'm like, "Well, why are you smoking?" because it's that day for you. I'm like, God.
Oh my God, that's great.
And then like the last person you gotta go see is the major,
Yeah.
security. I said, okay, I go see the major. Major got 2 cigars. Major like this. Major like Sergeant, 3 stripes up, cross wipers in the middle. Yeah, that's me. He was like, Mario P, huh? I'm like, where's the field?
All you got was the Mario P.
Mario P.
Man.
That's why it stuck. Mario P.
Yeah.
What about the fields? Don't worry about that. What you need to worry about is getting your family in quarters.
Oh my God, this is great.
So yeah, man.
Wow.
So sea duty, came off of sea duty. They got rid of my dad, so we stood up fast. And I went to training company. Again, sea duty for like 15 months, 16 months. They got rid of sea duty. I had to move again, third move, training company, security force training company. And that's why I really got with CQB, did a lot of CQB and stuff like that. And then after that, they were like, hey, it's time for you to either realist and go to the depot. Go do a B billet or the Marine Corps is downsizing. And so they really cut the admin field and whatever. So that's when I barely got re-enlisted, and that's when I went DI duty for 3 years. So that's kind of
okay.
Her first half is and then DI 3 years. Yeah.
Well, talk to me about drill instructor duty. Did you was it enjoyable? Tough, easy? What was it?
I used to have hair. Look at that. The recruits took it. I used to recruits took it.
Yeah, they'll do that. Yeah.
AJ was enjoyable. I mean, the first, just like anything, first couple of platoons, I'm like, what did I do? I lost like 25 pounds and falling asleep.
Yeah.
You know how it is. I mean,
I do.
What did I do? Just, again, was this the right decision? Maybe I should have went recruiting. Then I was like, no, recruiting duty's hard as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recruiters, are you a recruiter, AJ? Or?
No. I did drill instructor. I couldn't handle recruiting duty.
Every time I talk to a recruiter, I'm like, my hats off to you. But no, did the drill field, man, as I got to, got the flow of it. And believe it or not, I was meritorious gunny.
No kidding. Dang.
Off the depot.
Wow. Now, so you did you get promoted to staff sergeant while you were sea duty, or how did that work?
I got promoted to staff sergeant on the depot.
Okay.
So I was sergeant for almost 5 years, but I had got promoted so fast. But dude, I'm on a depot. It's like a year down there. I'm on like my 3rd platoon, and the zones come out for staff sergeant, and I went in it. I wasn't in it. And then my buddy comes in, and he's like, hey man, and this is like change 10 back in the 1800s, but he's like Mario, a change. It was a Sunday, I had duty. He was like, hey, another Mario admin just came out. They changed the zones again, dude. I was the cutoff.
Oh, no kidding. Wow. Junior guy in the India zone. Yeah.
The junior.
Yeah.
I was the most junior dude. I was the cutoff. My data rank and Armed Forces active duty base state, and I got selected.
Wow.
I was like,
that's incredible.
Holy smokes. So speed up. I'm done with the drill field. Like, I'm done. I'm about to go. First sergeant, I'm in the company office. I made it. I didn't get relieved.
Yeah.
I'm good. The family's good. Yeah. Good. First sergeant goes, hey, I would like for you to extend one more cycle to be the platoon, the platoon sergeant, whatever, the company gunny or whatever, to do like this. And then I was like, first sergeant. First sergeant, like, I made it,
Don't do this to me.
Dude, yeah. And first sergeant Collins, man, he was like, Carl Curtis, and he had his feet on the desk, he had some dip, and he's like, and non-emotional guy, he's just like, he was like, I said, what happens when a hat goes down? They pull the guy out of the head shed, and they you know, and then they get sacked.
Right.
And I'm like, no. And he's like, I promise you, like, I'm no. So he goes, call your monitor. I call my monitor, Master Sergeant Royal. I said, Master Sergeant Staff Sergeant Fields. Like, well, you know, monitors. What's up? Yeah, back then, like the monitor just wanted to kill you for calling them. I used to hate calling the monitor way back then because it's like they were pissed.
Yeah.
You know, Headquarters Marine Corps, Master Sergeant. I was like, Master Sergeant, he said, you know, I had to take the bass out of my voice. Hey, Master Sergeant, this is Staff Sergeant Fields. What do you need, Fields? Oh, you already got orders. I got you going to DC. You need a break. You're going to DC. I was like, I know I have orders. First, I'm stuttering. I don't even stutter.
Yeah.
First Sergeant wanted me to call you. What First Sergeant need? First Sergeant wants to know, will you extend my orders so I can stay here for one more cycle? Master Sergeant goes, ask your First Sergeant, he's going to put you up for meritorious gunning. I'm looking at First Sergeant. I said, First Sergeant, Master Sergeant Royal wants to know, are you going to put me up for meritorious gunning? First Sergeant goes, yup. Master Sergeant, he said, yeah, yup. He goes, well, your order's about to get extended. I'll see you in January.
Wow.
Hang up the phone. First Sergeant spits in his can. He goes, I don't know why your package ain't ready.
Oh, dang.
Man, I ain't lying. I was driving home praying, going, okay, God, who, I've been a nice part. Like, I ain't perfect. But why? Why you keep messing with me? I don't want no gun. I want to get the hell out of here.
Jeez. Well, I'm assuming.
Go ahead, man.
Sorry. No, I'm assuming that you had to put together your own package.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds right. Yeah.
I did it. You know, I was like, look, man, I got 9 years in and I got it. And we did the battalion because you know how it is, all the board and battalion. And I came back from the battalion board. And First Sergeant had a formation. He didn't tell me this, and my wife was in on it. So I was ranked 1 out of the battalion board. First Sergeant comes out to the formation. Well, he told me in the office, he goes, hey, you didn't make it. I said, okay. I said, does that mean now I got to stay here until He said, yeah. He said, but you didn't make it. He goes, you didn't make it. I said, okay, I'm cool with that. He said, we're going to have a formation because, you know, everybody needs to know that you didn't make it. And I'm sitting there, dog, I'm sitting there like,
oh, dang.
Like,
he's going to air out your dirty laundry.
And then why is Nicole here?
She needs to know too.
Carl Curtis. And so I'm going, well, it makes sense to me. It is the depot. We have done some weird crap down here. So I'm glad he feels compelled to tell my wife and everybody else that Mario didn't make it.
Yeah.
And so brings hey, all right, first, who our first song? All right, drum soldiers. Hey, Standy. Hey, just like want to thank everyone for supporting Fields and in his journey. And I want to let y'all know to shake his hand when we get done with this. He's gonna need your support because he made it. And I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
So everybody, congratulations. My wife, congratulations. I'm like, why y'all so happy?
I didn't make it. Dog,
I'm like, okay, maybe I had some brownies that were spiked. Like,
yeah, well,
I'm delusional right now. Or maybe I'm dehydrated because it's hot as heck in Paris Island.
Yeah. Maybe the sand fleas took too much blood.
Dog. And at first I was like, oh, you didn't hear what I said? I said, yeah, I heard what you said, First Sergeant, and I appreciate you. He said, no, you made it. I said, I made what? He goes, no, you were ranked number 1. I was just messing with you. I was like, oh my God. And then when the results came out tomorrow, admin, there was 3 allocations. I was the last guy. So that's literally how I left Paris Island as a meritorious gunny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Meritorious gunny, 9 years in at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9 years.
Wow.
9 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and then went up to DC, and believe it or not, brother, helped Colonel Ripley and the team stand up that new museum off of I-95.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Wow. That is cool. And I was
No,
just at that museum last week, actually. Yeah. Man.
beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I went up to the Navy Yard. They assigned me to like this senior enlisted billet in the Navy Yard. I was the Colonel Ripley's senior
Yeah.
enlisted young gunny, and did that. Helped shut down the original museum in the Navy, Washington Navy Yard, and then helped
Hmm.
move all the folks and everything to the museum off of I-95 corridor. And I
Yeah.
didn't go down with them because they wanted me to be the company gunny for the Pentagon. The
Oh, geez.
whole so my
Yeah.
next assignment, I was a company gunny for the whole Pentagon, Avionics back then, the whole National Capital Region, and also helped stand up like the Wounded Warrior Regiment, we
Mm. Yeah.
Warriors. And so Ed did that for 18 months, like Brad Castle and all those folks. I
Yeah.
was the one that helped them come in and recover and all of that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Man, that's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah,
Your time in DC was special for sure.
it was. And AJ, it was my first experience of combat backwards. So
Yeah.
so all the WIAs in the El Anbar province in '05 and
Hmm.
I was coming to gunny '04 '05. They were getting medevac to Bethesda and
Right.
Walter Reed, and I was part of the team that was helping expand capability because we were getting overwhelmed. They were getting overwhelmed.
Hmm.
I also helped the team in Dover, which learned a lot. If someone was killed in theater, uh, Dover Processing Center is where all of their remains, everything was shipped.
Right.
So I was also their company gunny to make sure that they had what they needed. And I would go, me and the first sergeant go visit Dover and watch
Hmm.
this whole like warehouse of people with this assembly line processing KIAs.
Wow. Holy cow.
First time I went to go visit in a corner. So this last part of the kind of this assembly line was kind of like the last stage for final inspection before they send the stuff home to the next of kin that was on the red.
Right.
He was a sniper. And so they had his ghillie suit, they had everything. And I just never,
Wow.
young gunny, I see his photos, his military ID card, but they had everything packaged. They had all of his sniper gear. And that was like the final stage before they actually shipped it to his next of kin.
Right. Holy cow.
Yeah, so 18 months of that.
Whoa.
And
I mean
then
that
and then
that
I
weighs heavy on you.
oh, it did. And you know what? We'll speed up if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I popped positive for first sergeant, and then I
He popped positive for first sergeant. That is the first time, probably the most unique way of saying that I've ever heard. So thank you. Popped positive for first sergeant. Man,
Mario P. So
you got you got the disease. Pop positive for the first sergeant.
hey, here we go again. There's some tests that you definitely don't want to pop positive for. Mario, you popped. Pop for what? For sure.
Oh my God.
But then subsequently, the back half of my career is when I went to combat in Iraq
Right.
with it, with 19th Engineer Support Battalion, and then right after that
Mhm.
went on almost a year, extended on almost a year deployment with BLT 38, and
Oh wow.
we went to Afghanistan from the MEU unexpectedly. But
Mhm.
being a senior staff NCO and really caring about the Marine sailors and those around us, seeing combat backwards, it
Yeah.
really shaped the sympathy and empathy I had weapons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a challenge for me, especially when I had weapons company to create. When literally, no lie, dude, literally, I went down to the berthing area because there was rumors the ship was going to turn around. We were going into Afghanistan, and literally, the CO said, "We're not going to." The CO told me, "We're not going to Afghanistan. We're going up to the Mediterranean. You know, it's unstable. And then we're going to go home." And I went to the berthing area and I brought weapons company and I said, "Bring it. We got first sergeant." I said, "We're not going to combat." Oh, you know, they're like, "Oh man." Inside, I'm going, yes.
Right.
But if we had to go again, pray for peace, train for war, go to war, give them help. So walk back to like, yeah, you know, I got my company guns, Master Sergeant, he's a sniper, so we're all talking, go out, smoke cigars on the flight deck, not flight deck, but the side of the ship. Man, I get back to the office in the ship, and my CO goes, "Hold on, there's some things on the zipper. Secretary of Defense may order us in." I said, "In the what?" He said, "Into Afghanistan." I said, "I just told him." He goes, "Yeah, I know." The next morning, not even 24 hours later.
Oh man.
My CEO, now I think he's a full bird now. He goes, "Check the zipper." I get on a secret computer, I get on the zipper, and it says, he goes, "Read the Secretary of Defense Special Orders book. And it was like page 30, whatever. And it said BLT 38, whatever, 2,500 folks, Afghanistan. And he had 3 columns: approved, disapproved, or RFI, more information.
Right.
Secretary Gates, it said approved.
Oh man.
And it said extend them 6 months.
Wow.
Back to the bird. I was like, "Bring it in, motivators." Hoorah! I said, all right, weapons. Where we at? Cat LAR, because you know, BLT, I had LAR.
Yeah.
We grew LAR weapon, you know, Cat, combined anti-armor team. Yeah, I had 81s. And then we had some combat engineers. And then they put stay with us too. Some of the recon guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of bolted that. Yeah, it's kind of a mix. And I was like, they were like, "Bring it in." I was like, "Bring it in." Ooh. Oh, we had tanks too. We had back then we had first tanks with us. And
wow. Okay.
Yeah, we was. And I was like, "All right, got ready." It was like, "Hoorah!" I was like, "Hey, we're going to combat, so get ready." And I walked out. They were like, "Oh." They're like, "First sergeant, what happened?" And they started, you know, I had a good relationship with my Marines, sailors. Dog.
Yeah.
Like, "What happened till we ain't going?" I said, "It's my fault. Stop poking at me."
Wow, man.
Ship turned around, AJ. Went to Kuwait, no sleep, man. You know, I was Mako, I was first sergeant. So, you know, weapons company, we're all farmed out to the line company.
Right.
I think 21 C-17s, bro. Just getting us all in that Afghanistan. And then Transcom and Mobcom, they flew all gear, brand new gear. Because we had no gear. They flew all the MAVs, the vehicles, everything up our
No kidding.
Yeah, I still got a picture of my Marines looking at owner's manuals going, "How the hell?"
Wow. That's awesome.
From the mule.
Well, it's a steep learning curve, though. If you're wasn't training on it and it's brand new, that could be a steep learning curve. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we had about 3 to 5 days with Arco and I on Leatherneck, and then we were operating, and it was kinetic the whole time. It was kinetic the whole time, man.
Yeah.
And the last thing one of the things I remember about this one is I had went on a convoy, and we went to one of the special forces positions. In the master sergeant, when we got in, I was talking to the master sergeant, and he was like, "Hey man," he said, "Hey man, y'all came in so fast that when we woke up and looked in our binos and we saw tanks." And he said they were like, "Oh shit, when the hell did the Taliban get tanks?"
Wow.
He said, "Nice. We heard y'all was coming, but good Lord."
She came in quick.
quick. He said, we were like, is that a tank? He said, they got puckered up. They were like, dude,
Yeah.
when did they get tanks? And then he said he looked again. Is that us? And then he was like, oh, that's us. That's American.
Yeah. Wow. Well, good thing you did a double take, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Wow.
So by that time, AJ, by that time, that was 2010, 11. Man, I was already on like my 12, 13 duty stations. I had already served in the wing and
Yeah.
MLG. Yeah, man, I've been on a bunch of MEWs. So by that time, I was probably on like duty station number 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's insane. That's a lot. And so first sergeant, at this point on that deployment, how many years did you have in?
At that point, I had 17?
Okay.
At 17.
All right. So 17 years in, a first sergeant from 9 years in. That's when you pin, or no, that was,
Gunny.
yeah, first sergeant. Oh, Gunny. Okay.
Yeah, I got first sergeant at 12.
Okay, at 12. All right. Now, is that a normal time frame? I would think that's fairly quick, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the average time for a first sergeant, if the gunny went that first sergeant major route, the average about 18. 18,
Oh, wow. Okay.
average about 18, and then the pickup sergeant major normally is about 22, 23.
Wow.
And I got selected the first sergeant at 12, and then I got selected the sergeant major at 17. So that whole deployment, I was sergeant major select pretty much the entire.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, pretty
Wow.
much. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was like, man, I ain't gonna make it. I was like, my wife, they're gonna be doing a promotion posthumously because this is getting crazy.
Yeah.
And then what really made me, I was good, but what really made me believe that I wasn't going to get back is one day we was in an IED strike, and just where I was in this corporal, and the corporal was an admin guy from First Tanks. He was just rolling with me.
Okay.
They were like, you guys gotta sweep, like you guys gotta get to the blown up vehicle because the IED had fractured the corpsman's legs, and we gotta medevac, like we gotta get the corpsman out of that
Right.
blown up vehicle and get the 3 Marines out and get the serialized gear out.
Mm-hmm.
And staff sergeant was like, hey, first sergeant, I need you and a corporal to sweep, to get the minesweepers out and sweep, to clear them out. And I was to get on the outside, I'm like, hoorah. On the inside, I'm going, dog, if you hit one IED in Afghanistan, it's a bunch more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a blank canvas. Dude, we roll. So we're driving up, man. We're driving to this vehicle. Dog, I'm just holding on dear. I was like, we're about to get blown the hell up. So I'm just holding on to the back of this Nat V. And we roll up and we open up the back. As soon as we open up the back hatch, man, there was so much debris on that desert floor. I looked at Nolasco. I said, Devil Dog, put that mine detector up. Because it was marked 19 rounds. Man, that bomb had blew everything out of that Vic.
Wow.
I said, put the mine sweeper up. It's not going to work. We're just going to have to pray and jump.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll go first. I said, man, you crazy. It says it doesn't matter who goes first, Corporal.
Yeah. That's true.
So I jump. So I'll go first. So I jump, and I said, just, the rabbit trails follow, and thank God we're both short, and I'll tell you why. So I jump, and we make this rabbit trail, and we get the Mark 19. We get, all the serialized gear out. We get, we made a trail, and there's debris everywhere. Vehicles just blown the hell up. And then we get the corpsman out. We get everybody in our vehicle, and then we move maybe, we get out of the kill zone, maybe about 20, 50 meters, whatever it is. And then EOD calls, they're like, hey, is it clear? We're like, yeah, it's clear. Like me and Alaska just stepped, we made a trail, so there's no bombs. Bro, they were trying to get tanks.
Ooh.
So we stepped on all the bombs. We just wasn't heavy enough to blow them.
To trigger it? Wow.
As soon as
Hey,
EOD, we're just watching EOD. EOD rolls up. We're like, yeah, you guys are clear on the radio. You guys are clear. Boom.
wow.
I'm like, oh. And so Nalaska goes, that's exactly where we were. I said, yeah, I know. And then EOD, they radio in and they found another one and they did a BIP, a blow in place, and they blew it in place. And then they were able to get their vehicle out of the kill zone. So we thought, okay, we thought we got all the bombs. And the same spot, just this one day, we were waiting for another. We were waiting for a COB with a wrecker to come and pull that blown up vehicle out of the kill zone. But we were stuck there, so it was an A-10 gun run. Like the sun dropped, man. A-10 did a gun run behind us. Javelins at the patrol base we had just left. They radio in, hey, you guys got enemy moving towards you. So they shot a javelin. Like we're watching all of this in the same spot. Sun drops, we go NVGs. And next day you know it, man. They said, all right, we got a wrecker coming. Cleared out from COB, wreckers coming. Wreckers backing up to this vehicle. It's probably like 2300, and it hit the third bomb.
Whoa.
Blew the boom off the wrecker.
Wow. Holy cow. Holy cow.
So 24 hours, we were stuck in just this one incident. 24 hours later, big C like CLB came. It's like, you know, Rob Marine, MLG. They came with some powerful crap I ain't never seen, like some transformer type stuff. And they had these planes. Dude, I was like, what the? and these things just went and just started yanking stuff up and putting it on the back of, you know, the flatbeds. And that's how we got out of there. But, you know, that's part of Brown Star is, you know, that day. And I looked at Corporal Nolasco back then. I just said, it just wasn't our time. And we just weren't heavy enough. I said, so the next time people talk about short people, shame on them.
Hey, sometimes it pays to be short. Yeah. And that was for sure one of them. Yeah.
Yep. So Sergeant Select, age after that, then I got promoted. When we got back from that deployment, I got promoted to Sergeant Major. And that started our major journey, man.
Wow. Well, let's talk a little bit about that if you don't mind. So tell me, like you get promoted to Sergeant Major, where did they send you?
Yeah, so macro as a sergeant major, you know, I was sergeant major over 8 years, and the lineage of commands was MUSH 2. So my first assignment was headquarters squadron of 2nd MAW, and when I saw you were a retired master gunny, I love you because the master gunnies, you really helped me, you know, and I love them with all my heart, and they allowed me, you know, and that command, I think. We had about 20 master gunnies in the headquarters. And so that was the first assignment. And then they sent me to Harriers, and I deployed with the Harriers. And then I went to 4th Marine Regiment Infantry. You know, I was a regimental sergeant major, Camp Schwab. And so I did 4th Marine Regiment, 10 infantry battalions. So 10, you know, we had all the UDPs. Right. And then we had Australia. So now 3-star General David Oldham, which today's his birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Yes, he was in the Pentagon. He's at the Pentagon now, but he was the regimental commander at 4th Marines. And then so I had Schwab, and then I got moved to 3rd MEV, and I had Camp Hansen, and then I helped the MEF headquarters group stand up as the MEF information group. And that's his time to go. So they said, hey, you know, would you like another general? I said, no, I'm good. So they were like, well, you can go to the West Coast to retire. And if you want Wounded Warrior Battalion, I said, you know, I'll take Wounded Warrior. So I chose to go to, you know, work for Lieutenant Colonel on my way out. And my last assignment, which I'm grateful for, was Wounded Warrior Battalion West. So that was kind of the diversity and mix of my sergeant major assignments, from Cherry Point to Iwakuni, and then to SoCal with sick, ill, and injured. Yeah.
Wow. You know, you talk about the dynamic between the master gunny and the sergeant major. It is a very unique type of atmosphere between the two. It at times could be dicey. I have seen that. And then other times it's fantastic. It just depends on personality, I think.
Yeah, and AJ, just this is just the world according to Mario Pierre Fields. What I saw when especially at the headquarters when it got dicey, it was because to me, the sergeant major, that particular sergeant major or sergeant's major didn't realize that the command don't need you. The man, and I'm gonna tell you, when I was the 4th Marine, when I was the regimental sergeant major, and I had all those battalion sergeant majors deploy from Follow Me Division to Blue Diamond, Caltrap Nation, and all those infantry battalion sergeants major would come in and we do the meet and greet. They would sit on my couch. I always had ginger ale, and I would tell them and say, "Hey, Mark or Mike or whatever, you're the least important person in your battalion." And they go, "Oh, what do you mean? We can fire you." They still deploying to Fuji.
Yeah,
they don't.
It's true.
They don't need you. So what I realize is that dicey part is when that sergeant major believes that the command they don't need you. We need Master Gunny in the G1, G2, G3, I need that expertise in the G7 and the Marine Raiders, and that's expertise. I am, in civilian terms, an executive consultant.
Right.
In the private sectors, I can get rid of the consultant, and we're still going to open a bank in the morning.
Very true. Yeah. I never looked at it that way before, but yeah, you're 100%.
Yeah,
wow.
But if the teller don't show up, we got big problems.
That's true. Very true.
That was my mentality, and that's why I never had any issues. Like it was cool because as soon as I went to a unit, and I would have a specific meeting with all the available master guns, I would say, "What can I do for you?" It will never be what I need you to do for me.
Right.
That's good. I work for you.
Yeah.
Mario, the colonel.
Everybody should have that mentality, though. I kind of had the same deal as I remember I went to Miramar. Went to Miramar, so to the band there, and the sergeant major. I called the sergeant major. I said, "Hey, I'm here for you. You tell me what you need. All I ask is you tell me in enough time that I can plan for it, because we plan 3 months out." So just let me know in advance. I'll do anything you want me to do. You just got to let me know. I'm here to support you. And man, we had a fantastic relationship, and I'd send Marines here and there and whatever they needed.
Yeah. And you mentioned did you say band? Man, let me tell you about the special place in my heart for anybody who ever served in the band. That is one of the toughest MOSs to get promoted.
Oh yeah.
Man. And the scat, don't get me started on the band. Matter of fact,
oh, you got a mace. Very nice.
This is
that's a good mace too.
They gave this to me. The general, now Dave Oldham, he goes, "Sergeant Major, there's somebody looking on their CMR." Every time he sees this,
okay,
dude,
there's mine,
dude.
This is my personal. Yeah.
So the band, everybody go grunt this and that. No, the band, man. One of my first learning experiences was Mush 2 Cherry Point 2nd Mall Band.
Yeah.
They had like 20 non-recs for promotion.
Oh yeah.
I called down and I said,
"Oh yeah."
Master Sergeant was like, Master Sergeant says, "Hey, Master Sergeant Major." He said, "Hey, Sergeant Major." I said, "I just need to gain a better understanding of this." I've been around, and I said, "And I'm an 01 by trade."
Yeah.
I said, "I have never seen this many non-recs." He started to explain. I said, "No. You mind if I just come down?"
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And I drove down there on Cherry Point, and when he got done walking me through with the band, what y'all got to do to play at a certain level and all of these
Hmm.
before you can get recommended, I wanted to hug every Marine I've ever run to that's ever in a band.
Yeah.
And I'm because then I start reflecting back on the combat tours, and I'm going, Devil Dog, what's MOS? Trumpet. Hey,
Yeah.
you getting it in? Like y'all go to the battlefield with flutes and sousaphones and shoot people and
Yeah.
then play the Marines hymn. Not but it is a tough
Yeah.
MOS, and a lot of people go, "Oh, you're in the band." No. You're ignorant. Like it's one of the toughest MOSs to get promoted. So my hat's off to anybody that gets corporal. That can.
You know what's really funny about it is you're talking about the different levels you have to play for your rank and stuff like
Yep.
that. A lot of people do really well playing like in an ensemble. So you get them and they're like superstar musicians in the ensemble. But what you're graded on is your individual performance.
Yes.
So you go in and on your own, you're playing this audition, and a lot of people cave. They can't handle the pressure, and that's why the majority, in my opinion, get non-rep just because they're scared, nervous, and they're on their own. I don't know.
It changed me. So yeah, you're the first person that since I've been retired that is cool, dude. And hats off to you. But yeah, and going back, AJ, to that relationship, and like you said,
Mhm.
understanding. That's our major understanding. The G, the G Shams, the Motor T, the band, they all have their own different challenges,
Right.
and even in the wing, you know
Hmm.
understanding the environment, because in the wing I didn't even know that the dual formation it significantly reduces the efficiency of that squadron,
Oh
just with
yeah.
dual formation. And when they walk me
Yeah.
through how they have to count for every tool and they have to turn every single tool in, and then log it and then have the Q
Hmm.
certify and
Oh
then go
yeah.
out for a 10-minute formation and then reassign all the two. Man,
Yeah. And they go as far as like nuts and bolts, and they're like counting everything. It's
everything.
truly amazing. Yeah.
Just have a formation. So that's why
Mhm.
even when I was a squadron sergeant major, I was like, I'm not that, I get it. So if we have a formation in this squadron, it's because
Mhm.
we have to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
going to be, I'm just sitting here in my office and
It's- yeah.
look at this star, and I'll show you.
That's good. Oh man, it's now headquarters battalion is very similar to that as well. Uh, now, not as far as tracking things and stuff like that, but having a formation in a headquarters battalion is difficult because you've got Marines working up at the head shed, you got Marines all over the place doing different things, and they'll be lucky to have 30 or 40 Marines come out for a formation.
Yep. And I saw that when I was at the Pentagon,
Hmm.
because I was headquarters, and then I was headquarters at Mush, and then I was 3MEF, 3MEF
Hmm.
headquarters Smash. And you're right. I mean, it, I will share this with you, and this is when I really knew headquarters when I was a company gunny at headquarters Marine Corps.
Hmm.
The IG. It was headquarters time to get inspected by the IG, which the IG belongs to our headquarters. And so it was
Right.
our
Yeah.
time to get an inspection general. Man, they gave me a list. I would never forget. They were like, the following people have been randomly selected to take a random, PFT tomorrow morning for this inspection. Dog,
Yeah.
I got that list, AJ. It was like 28 people. And I went to the first sergeant.
Wow.
First, Sergeant, how many of these 28 people do you think I'm gonna be able to get to show up? He said maybe 5.
Oh, jeez.
It was PP&O, INL. It was
Oh,
everyone from the
shoot.
Pentagon.
Yeah.
He said, Gunny, just do your best. Bro,
Wow.
I was calling PP&O. Hey, PP&O, this is Brigadier General so-and-so. Oh, God. General, this is Gunny Fields. Just let you know, you have been randomly selected for a random PFT tomorrow. Click.
Those are the best. Those are the best when they hang up on you before you get everything out.
And then they call me back. Oh, is this Gunny Fields? Yeah, I'm sorry, Gunny. Gunny Fields, you're a good dude. But nah. I said, don't hang up on me because there's 4 other people from your section. He's like, they ain't gonna do it. I said, thanks, General. So I had a clipboard. Go ahead, AJ.
Oh, I said, at least he's honest with you. No, that's not happening.
They were honest. They kept it real with me. And then I call INL, Colonel so Chief. I said, hey, Colonel, this is Gunny. Gunny, how's Henderson Hall? Gunny, sir, it's great. Sir, just so you know, we're getting inspected by the headquarters Marine Corps IG. Okay. There's about 7 people. Don't tell me a random uniform inspection or PFT or any of that. Yes. Yeah, we ain't doing that. We got the whole Marine Corps to run right now. They'll be all right. AJ, that morning, you know how many people showed up for the PFT?
5.
AJ, I put the clipboard down and made 6 because I felt bad. I just randomly took it.
Oh, man.
Then the uniform inspection was up next. We were supposed to have 20. You know how many people we had?
Probably about the same. 6.
So you know what
One was you.
I jumped in. So I got a coin somewhere back here. So when they did the debrief, they were like, "Y'all, we passed." Or Sar was like, "I knew we passed anyway. We passed." And Sergeant Major came upstairs and he goes, "Gunny, they gave you a coin. You were an honorable mention, and here's a coin." And I said, "Thanks, Sergeant Major." And he goes, "They say you was in every event." It was remarkable. I was sitting there like, y'all put me in charge. I was going to court martial, man. And it's headquarters Marine Corps, I'm a young Gunny.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're going to reduce me to like sergeant because we failed the headquarters. Look at Sergeant Major. He was like, what motivated you to get in every event? This roster, Sergeant Major.
Literally handful of Marines that show up.
Like Sergeant Major. I was like, Sergeant Major, Gunny Fields didn't want to be in all of that. Hell, Gunny Fields didn't even hydrate. I thought I was just going to be the Lincoln file.
Right, yeah.
They know it up.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. That's good. I like that.
I can't make this stuff. That's why I love your show, man. This is real and raw. I can't. Now you get on my TikTok, some of that stuff is made up, but I can't make this stuff.
I don't believe it. No, can't be.
And I started posting it by popular demand. Some of my more seasoned fans like, we don't do TikTok, so that's why I started posting them on Facebook.
Yeah. I get to see them all. So I'm on the TikTok, I'm on the face pages, and I get to see them every time. It's great.
I appreciate it.
I'm telling you, you make my day every time I see it. I crack up laughing, literally hysterically.
AJ, you made my day. I got a permanent tan, so you don't see me blushing, but yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So my, again, from recruit to sergeant major, AJ, I would say the thing I love the most is since I was a kid, I love humans. I do, and grew up very diverse. We were the only black family in our neighborhood, all white family, if you will. I don't even say white, I say German, Irish, Polish, European descent.
Right.
And there was one Hispanic, one Mexican family, and then we were the only black family. But I went to inner city school, so where our house was, we were still in the Pontiac School District, which is a low
Mm.
school district. So I had the unique ability of growing up around a very diverse group of humans of different belief systems and backgrounds, from Puerto Rican,
Right.
Irish to Puerto Rich. And I even went to a private, my first 5 years, I went to a Catholic private school.
Oh, wow.
And I'm gonna get to what I'm saying here, but that was interesting because I'm Baptist, right? In predominantly black church. And I say this because Monday through Friday, it was so as a kid, and then Sunday, and growing up, that service was about 40 minutes, maybe an hour. We're out
Yeah.
of the church. And then Sunday, my mom would get us up, and we went and I love our church, and we would get there about 10, and we get out at 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, are we sinning that much, or
am I that bad?
And the pastor, and I'll close up, but the pastor used to be like, I'm almost done. And now I'm older, but they'd be like, no, pastor, take your time. I'm a kid. I'm going, don't finish.
Wrap it up.
Like, I get it. Love the Lord. So growing up, I had this, wonderful role model for my mom, dad, whatever. I've always had this deep passion for helping humans. And that's one thing I'm so thankful in regards to the 26 years in the Marines, because the Marine Corps, because it allowed me to interact with not just a bunch of humans who earn a title Marine, but all over the world, and to be able to these Singaporeans and Australians and Djiboutians and Japanese and Okinawans and Russians and Chinese and Korean. And for me, I'm going, look at all these humans, their unique gifts, their belief systems and cultures, and just learning so much from them. And that's one thing that I believe was the greatest gift. And like you, being able to take those experiences and give back.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome. I'm gonna brag on you one more time, if you don't mind. So I met you once in person. You don't remember. It's okay. It was at Pendleton at the I don't remember if it was career course or sergeant school. I can't remember. One of them were graduating, and you were there, and you spoke, and oh my God, you're such a positive individual, and you showed it here too. But it's just positivity, and it was great. It was great. So in my mind, that's where I know you from, and I saw you on the face pages, and I'm like, yep, I got to be friends with that guy. But yeah, you're a very positive dude. So thanks for that.
I appreciate it. I wrote, man, wow, AJ. Yeah, and I've been like this since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Rarely sad. Of course, every human has their bad days, but I don't stay in them long. And even when I went through the major depressive disorder I got diagnosed spring of 24, and I'm out of it. I got out of it spring. So about a year, I was on antidepressants because I was in major depression. It was due to a lot. My mom died. My little brother died.
Yeah.
And all of that chronic stress, my brain couldn't handle that personal chronic stress. And in fight or flight for so long, and especially really grieving from the death of my mother, that just sent me into major depression where I needed
Yeah.
a medical professional to get me out of it. And even during that moment, and I mean, there are days that Nicole would go, Mario, we got to get out of the house. Let's go to the commissary. And I go,
Yeah.
okay. And I would make people laugh. And one lady, she was like, my day has been horrible, but just randomly run into you, it made it so pleasant, pleasurable.
Yeah.
And I looked at Nicole and I was like, what did I do? I am depressed. And
Yeah.
she goes, Mario, God has given you a gift that even in your darkest days, and I'm dark, but even in your darkest days. So yeah. It's I
Yeah.
appreciate
Well,
that, AJ.
I agree. It's a gift for sure. Well, before we, go any further, I do want to talk about, you have the podcast, Unarmored Talk podcast. If you don't mind, just kind of talk about that.
Yeah, real quick. So Unarmored Talk podcast is we're about to celebrate the fifth year running, producing in October the 8th to make 5 years. And it's a human podcast. The goal of it is to have a guest come on and remove their armor. And metaphorically,
Mm,
every human has some layer of armor. And to come
mhm,
on and remove it, it could be about a promotion, it could be about a challenging event, life event, where you had to think through your emotions.
mm,
A lot of people, including myself, I used to allow my emotions to control my thoughts, the way I react.
mhm.
But it takes thinking to think through your emotions, and that's kind of the end state of Unarmored Talk podcast. Over 150, rapidly approaching 150 episodes, and we
Mhm.
folks on like Kevin Major Howard from Full Metal Jacket, all the way down to just amazing people who remove their armor to come on the show.
Yeah, it's incredible. I love it.
Yeah.
And where all can they find it?
Yeah, so it's on all audio platforms and it's on my YouTube channel playlist Unarmored Talk. And so I do have a YouTube channel. If you just put in search engine Sergeant Major Mario P. Fields YouTube, it'll come up. And then I have playlists. And so they can also look at the video on the Unarmored Talk playlist on the YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Very nice. Now, you mentioned the nonprofit.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
And then Still Serving Incorporated. Again, if you guys want to learn more about it, go to www.stillservinginc.com. But I founded that in 2018, and the mission is to help reduce the rate of poverty, through skill development and creating opportunities for high schoolers in low income communities. So that's the main mission.
Mm,
And
okay.
essentially, in a nutshell, uh, my nonprofit, I raise funds and I cut checks. So
Hmm.
if the school goes, hey, we would like for our students, our sophomores, to learn soft skills like
Hmm.
etiquette, how to conduct themselves in maybe a meal interview when they get out of high school.
Right.
Um, they'll lock in with the Hilton and Greenville and do all of that, and then I am the one who work with the vendors and pay for it. So our
Okay.
hours, we create the opportunities by paying for that, and then also about $5,000 a year
Hmm.
to nutritional support, because some of the
Mm,
students in the two schools I've adopted,
hmm.
their bus ride in Pitt County is about 2 hours.
Wow.
So our funds help them not be hungry, as they're either doing an after school program or they're going home to do their
Yeah.
work. And a lot of them come from impoverished homes, so they don't even have food at.
Hmm. Right. Yeah.
So annually, about 5 to 6 thousand help improve their academic performance through nutritional support.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Now, if I'm out there, I'm listening to this, how do I support that program? If I want to donate to it or anything else, what are the ways that people can support?
Yeah. So number one, if someone wanted to donate not just money but time, let's say
Hmm.
money first, you can go on the website and as soon as you go on the website, it says donate today. You
Hmm.
can donate. It's all volunteer. and so all the money that comes in goes out. No one's on payroll. Number two, share the content. So whenever follow Still Serving Incorporated on Instagram, you can follow them on LinkedIn, Facebook, and whenever we post, just repost our post and share. And that's and that's your time. That's a donation of time. And so it's really and then the podcast, the YouTube, the podcast, all the content. Share any content I make. It all supports Still Serving. So any content, TikTok, Facebook's monetized, YouTube's monetized, the podcast is monetized. But anytime you listen, share, anytime you do any activity on any of my platforms, minus Instagram, that also generates donated funds, charitable funds to Still Serving. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Man, you're a great dude. I appreciate you coming on here and doing this. I've had a blast. I probably laughed way too much. I apologize if I interrupted during my laughing, but you're a great guy. So thanks for what you're doing, your mission with the nonprofit, your podcast. Keep it up. If there's anything I can do on my end, don't hesitate. You got my info. You give me a call anytime you want, man.
And Sam, I got to have you on the show. You're a great guy as well. What you're doing with, the project and, and just giving back and just really giving veterans a very safe platform where they can just be themselves. And again, AJ, in archiving this forever, God bless you, and I feel the same about you. And I will have you on the show soon, man.
Sounds good. I'd be happy to.
Thank you, sir.
Now, before I close out, I always do these rapid fire questions. I'm sure you know about them. So we're going to do these real quick. Do you mind?
Yeah, sure.
What is your proudest military moment?
Proudest military moment is retiring with my family still in tow.
I just went out. Sorry, I went out.
You're good.
Retiring. Is that what you said?
The proudest military moment is retiring and still married with the family.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's very true. That didn't happen very often. What's your most embarrassing military moment?
Most embarrassing military moment is as a recruit when I pooped in the porta potty out in the field and missed the actual toilet.
Oh, my God.
At 5 a.m. and never told the drill sergeants.
Oh man, that's too good. That's too good. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could top that.
It happens.
No, that's true. All right, if you could be one military leader for a day, who would that be?
If I could be one military leader, I would be currently on active duty Lieutenant General David Odom. David L. Odom.
All right, I like it.
Be him for a day. I would be David Odom. I have to get a little taller, but I would be him.
All right. Was one lesson or skill you learned that you still use today?
Oh, know myself.
And
90%, keep the finger this way. In other words, Mario, how can you improve? Why do you believe that? What are your biases?
Yeah.
Renew your mind. Change. Yep. Constantly reflecting, improving emotional intelligence and self-awareness is powerful.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good one. I like it. In the zombie apocalypse, what would be your weapon of choice and what anthem would be playing?
Man, I don't even weapon of choice of anthem. I don't know. My weapons of choice probably just be I just eat people. My mouth would be my weapons of choice. I would just start.
Oh dang!
I would just start crushing.
All right.
People, making it
All
personal.
Right.
I would just make it personal. I would. If it's going to be the zombie apocalypse and we're at that point, I'm just going to just be one of those people that I just start tearing you up.
Yeah. You just go animalistic. I love it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. What would be your anthem?
National anthem.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm digging it. What animal best describes your time in service?
A wombat.
A wombat? Okay.
Because it's built to the ground, it's sustainable, and it doesn't mess with people. But if you mess with it, it's not going to be good.
That's good. That's good.
Australian wombat. And by the way, that thing
is.
has little legs, and it can run like almost 45 miles per hour.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking. Australian wombat. That is Mario P. Fields. It is short.
Wow.
It's stocky. It doesn't mess with people, but if you mess with it, it will crush you. It can, literally. And it's fast.
Wow. I didn't realize they were fast like that. That's pretty cool.
Fast.
Yeah. Dang. Learn all kinds of stuff. Knowing what you know now, would you do it all over again?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. This is your time. Words of wisdom from you for the listeners.
Subscribe to AJ's show. Yeah, honestly, if I had to leave your listeners and viewers with something today, it's be intentional in your day. When you wake up, be very intentional. What I mean by that is the way you start your morning can shape the rest of your day. So be selfish when you wake up. Don't get on the phone. Like, as soon as you wake up, and this is what I do, as soon as my eyes open, I thank God for waking up for me. And then I go outside, if it's daylight enough, I get about 5:30. And I just take time to look at things I overlooked. The maple tree, beautiful it is, the grass, the flowers, listening to the birds chirp as the morning. We got some roosters here. We got some roosters in here. and before the day begins, taking care of Mario Pierre Fields. And I've noticed since I've started doing that, when the day begins, in other words, when the emails and phone calls and puppies, all the distraction, I am a lot more relaxed, a lot more efficient, and it's not as chaotic.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. They say the most successful people wake up early, say their prayers, and then they don't ever touch their phone until it's several hours later after they've done reflecting, they've done all the different things. So yeah, that's good.
AJ, yes, and I journal. I do not touch my phone until I go through my prayers. I go in my closet. I get dressed. I'll if I got to shave or not. I will do all that. I take care of me, and I stay in the moment. So if my brain starts to wonder what's going to happen at 6:30, that's called anxiety. Your brain is actually obsessed with the future. So I'll go, no, Mario, you're right in front of the coffee pot. Yeah. If my brain starts to go, yesterday you could have done something different, I stop it and I go, who cares? This is going to be great coffee. And I'm very intentional with preventing this thing from being anxious or being depressed. And I tell you, I've been doing it for about 4 months, and my productivity and efficiency has significantly improved. And that's my words.
Yeah. I love it. I need to jump on board with that. I'm telling you. I get myself all kinds of mixed up every now and again. It's all good. All right. Well, hey, Mario, thank you again. I appreciate you coming on and doing this. It might have been longer than you were anticipating, so I apologize.
No worries.
But I'm going to close it out. And I always talk about veteran suicide whenever I do. So to everybody out there, if you're struggling, need help, anything like that, don't forget the VA has some great resources. You can always dial 988, press option 1. You can always text 838-255, or you can go to veteranscrisisline.net and click on that chat icon. Any of those options will put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life lost is one too many. I care about you. I know Mario cares about you. The whole veteran community cares about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there, you're not struggling, reach out to the buddies you served with. Ask them how they're doing. If they need that helping hand, please give it to them. All right. Thank you very much, Mario. Much, much appreciated. To all the listeners out there, stay motivated. Change your socks.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, there are 5 episodes a week, Monday through Friday. Be sure to tune in.